So why is it that some people always seem to be running out of money? They never have enough money to pay their bills, yet we find other people seem to have an endless supply of money. In this video here, I'm going to be explaining why rich people never seem to run out of money, like they have an endless supply or some kind of money tree in their backyard where they're just going out and plucking down $100 bills. Now let me just clear something up here. I'm not talking about that in-your-face style rich person who's buying the flashy cars and the fancy clothes. I'm talking about that old school style of wealth, the people who are kind of that low-key rich, how this type of person never runs out of money. Now the first thing that usually plays a big part in this is something called generational wealth. I'm sure you guys have heard of this before, but this is simply money that has been passed on from generation to generation. So just for an example, I'm sure that members of the DuPont family don't have to work if they don't want to. They have enough money from their grandfathers and great-grandfathers and generations before them in order to live and have their needs be paid for. But we have to stop for a second here and realize that it is not simply just the fact that they already have a lot of money. Because we have seen before that people who fall into a lot of money and are given a lot of money often end up giving that money right back. So it is not simply the fact that rich people have a lot of money. It is what they are actually doing with that money instead that separates them apart. So let's go ahead and talk about lottery winners for a second. It's no secret out there that a lot of people who win the lottery end up going bankrupt. In fact, lottery winners are more likely to go bankrupt in the next 3 to 5 years than the average American. People who win the lottery, who win millions of dollars, are more likely to go bankrupt in the next 3 to 5 years than the average American. So it is not simply the fact that you're handed a lot of money and all of a sudden all of your financial needs are met. It is what you are actually doing with that money that makes sure you never run out of that money going forward. So we know that lottery winners often go out there and spend millions of dollars on cars and houses and clothes, and they give a lot of money away, or they end up with some kind of substance problem. That's kind of the story we've heard in the past. But what these rich people are doing, these old school rich people that really understand what they should be doing with their money, what they end up doing is they invest that money and they essentially live off of the earnings of their money. Now, the most simple example of this is dividends. When you invest money in a dividend-paying stock, you end up earning those dividends typically every single quarter, and this is a 100% passive method of investing and earning income. So essentially, the simplest way that you could never run out of money is by investing in a diversified collection of stocks that pay you dividends and then living off of those dividends and never touching a penny of principal. And this right here is a concept that these true old school rich people really understand. If they can live off of the children of their money, they're never going to run out of that initial pool of money. So you're not going to see a rich person putting millions of dollars into Coca-Cola or one specific stock. They're typically going to be investing in a pool of different stocks, also known as an ETF. So one example of this is actually the Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF. It invests in companies like JP Chase, ExxonMobil, Johnson & Johnson, AT&T, and this ETF pays a 3.17% dividend yield. So what that means is that for every $100 invested in this high dividend yield ETF, you're going to earn $3.17 per year in dividends. So let's say, for example, you wanted to replace your $100,000 per year salary with 100% passive dividend income. You would need to have about $3.2 million in this ETF to give you about $100,000 of dividends per year at that 3.17% yield. So if you wanted to live off of your money, never touch a penny of principal, and have a six-figure income coming in from your dividends, you're going to need about $3.2 million. But the beauty of this is that you have 100% preservation of principal here. You're living off of the dividends, you're not touching a penny of principal, and you could foreseeably live for the rest of your life off of that $3 million. But in general, that is what these people are doing. That is how rich people never run out of money. Now, are they actually out there doing this themselves, picking dividend stocks and investing in ETFs? They're probably doing this, but they're having other people do it for them. They have financial advisors or teams of financial advisors figuring out how to manage their money, what to do with their money, and how to earn a return. And then they're essentially living off of those returns and reinvesting whatever they have left because they understand that by doing this, they will never run out of money. But anyways, guys, that is why rich people never seem to run out of money. They understand the concept of living off of the children or the offspring of the money that you already have and never touching a penny of the principal. If you guys think this is an interesting concept, let me know down in the comment section below. I'm sure this is where we would all like to be at some point in time, where we are living off of something like dividend income that is 100% passive. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. If you are interested in learning more about investing in the stock market, I've created a free course just for you. The link is in the description below. Here are a few other videos you might enjoy as well.